Okay, the public stream is on.
Yeah.
Okay, Anushri, I think you can start. Yeah.
So, good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you joining us from different corners of the country and beyond. We are so glad to have you back for another exciting evening in the workshop round of Dream2 Dance 4.0. If you were with us yesterday, I'm sure you're still carrying the spark from the vibrant conversation with Jodi Anirudh and the story. The energy and the spontaneous creativity remind us that dance has a way of finding us, even if in the most unexpected moments of our life. Today, we have shifted perspectives from the freshness of digital beginning to the depth of an artist whose relationship with dance is lifelong, rigorous, and ever evolving. Before we dive into the rest of the evening experience, we would like to take a moment to shine a spotlight on the incredible team working behind the scenes. This event wouldn't have taken shape without the tireless dedication and creative energy of our core organizing team. Madhvi, Riya, Aditi, Abhinav, and Anirudh, who have been pouring their heart into our event for the past 2 months. From coordination calls to design decks, from the deadlines to the dance cues, they have done it all with passion and precision. Now, leading this vibrant community from the front, we are proud to introduce the pillars of the Prava Dance Society, Vishal, and our secretary, Praharsha, our deputy secretary. Together, they led Prava not just with skill but with soul, making the space for every dancer to grow, express, and rise. To tell you more about this very special event, Dream to Dance, let's hand it over to Praharsha, our Deputy Secretary. Over to you, Praharsha.
Yeah, hello guys. How are everybody doing? Hello ma'am. Welcome you. And yeah, I'll just give a very quick intro about our event, what this event is totally about and everything. Vishal, we can go to the next slide. Okay. So this event is called Dream to Dance. Okay. This event is kind of like the fourth iteration. So as like we are doing like the fourth time from 2021. This started like 2022. It started. Now it's the fourth iteration, and this is our flagship event. So this time we will be having like more exciting events in the middle of these events and such. So yeah, so I think I'll just give a very like walkthrough of what our event is. So this event is like it's not like normal dance event or such. It's for both the performers and also the non-performers. The non-performers, I mean, it's like the people who love dance or like somebody who will just vibe for dancing. Okay, it's for everybody. It's not only for like dancers or not dancers or something. It's just for everybody. So because like there is a competition in this thing as well. So there is a competition in our event, but there are also non-competitive parts of this event. So I'll just give you a walkthrough about this event. I think maximum people know about this thing, like about the event flow and everything. I'll just give a very small walkthrough. Like I won't take much time, so that even like the guest also will get to know what are we going through and everything. So yeah, so the registration round is our first round. So this is not the audition round. This is just a registration round. People who are like dancers or non-dancers who wants to be part of our event can register anything. There are no barriers or nothing. That is the first. And then this is second round. This is the workshop round, and we have the guests here, and we are actually very glad. Like Rukmini ma'am joined for this very good evening, and yeah, like this is the second workshop round, and going on, we'll be having the audition round where actually the people will be auditioning for our event. Okay, so people are still sending those things, and if you're waiting, yeah, just send your auditions. So that is audition round three. Okay, until this part, it's online. Okay, from here, from the fourth round, we'll be going to the offline. Next slide, Vishal. Yeah. So the next four rounds are going to be completely offline, completely in our very beloved IIT Madras campus. So starting with dance booth, it is our it is a new event which we are taking this time. It is a new initiative. So this is going to be a non-competitive, like it's not for performers or it's not for anybody in the performance or something. Okay, it's just for people just to vibe. Okay, so I think like there is a very big what do you say? A very big thing which we were bringing this time. So this is a very new initiative from our side. So and then we'll be having a street dance battle. So this is one of the greatest event which we had last year. So this is the second iteration of this street dance battle, and yeah, people love street dance battle. The last year street dance battle, and we want to continue that thing this year also. So that is going to be the street dance battle between the solos, the duets, and it is a competition. And then yeah, after that we'll be going to the grand finale. So grand finale is about storytelling. People dance with the storytelling. They convey the story with the dance. So that is the grand finale for us. Yeah. Until this point, it's the competition and the non-competition. Mass Sagathon is such an event which which unites everybody, which unites all the dancers for a group performance. So it's going to be a full-fledged, prepared group performances. Okay, so it's a one single group performance, which yeah, are all hard work goes through for that thing. So yeah, so that is the like the climax of the event. So yeah, so these are the events which we'll be going through, and yeah, I think I just need to show like what we had the fun like last year. How did we do and everything. So we have teaser of Dream2Dance 4.0, and yeah, let's start the teaser. Yeah, let's play it.
Diga que na dud, da, diga que na dud, da, diga que na dud, da, diga que na dud, da.
So yeah, this is our quick teaser about like our event. So it's not only students; we'll be bringing the professors as well. So like for like they will be dancing. So that is also there. Like last year we have done it, and like it's our tradition to bring Andrew sir. Yeah, Andrew sir will. It's our tradition to bring him. So yeah, I think yeah, I'll hand over to Anushri. You can start and like yeah, let's introduce our judge to everybody. We are waiting for this long time. Yeah, Anushri. Yeah. To you.
Okay. So, our guest for this evening, she's not just a performer, but a storyteller of a moment, a philosopher of form, and a visionary choreographer. You have seen her command stages across the world, felt her presence on the screen, and perhaps paused mild scroll, mesmerized by her powerful and poetic digital performances. She is a Bharatnatyam dancer, a, cel- a celebrated actor, and the artist director of Radha Kalpa, from classical art form of contemporary exploration, from solo acts at prestigious global festivals to expressive cinematic roles. Her journey is layered, bold, and deeply inspiring. Please join me in welcoming the phenomenal Rukmini Vijayakumar.
Hi,
Hi,
Hello,
so
hello, namaste,
excited you're
ma'am.
here.
We're
nice to
so
meet you
excited
all.
to have you. Thank you
I'm
for coming.
personally a big fan of yours.
Nice to meet you all. Happy to
I'm
be
so
here.
much inspired by you. I'm also a chota mota kalakshetra dancer like you, Bharatanatyam
Oh,
dancer. I'm a very big fan of yours.
I'm so glad. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thanks for
We are
having
so
me.
excited. We are so excited for you. Rukmini ma'am, thank you so much for being with us today. We are truly honored to have you join this space and share your experience with our Prava community.
Thank you. Thank you. So tell me, how would you you're gonna ask me questions or how would you like this to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah,
Will
this is
I,
going to be a like full-fledged like question and answer. We want to know you from the court. So
Okay, sure.
yeah, it's going to be that.
I
So
mean, we have seen you from a lot of different perspectives, like your social media and then your websites and your interviews, your performances. And then, like, this is the first time we are actually interacting with you face to face. So I
Right.
guess we want to actually get to know your perspectives, your thoughts behind the show, behind the green room, and then, like,
Sure.
how your green room goes. So,
Sure. Sure.
so let's get ready for the evening that blends legacy, artistry, and evolution, and open up new ways of thinking about how we dancers and performers can shape our craft competitions for the competitions on the stage and or on the screen. Thank you.
Sure.
okay, I guess I'm taking over from here, ma'am.
Sure.
Namaste, first of all. I'm Aditi. I've
Nice.
learned Bharatanatyam for like 14 years or 13 years now, so it's a great pleasure to interact with you. Uh, where do you think we should start from? Can we start from your childhood? Like, is it okay if I start from the point where you started?
Sure, sure. Whatever questions you want, you can go ahead.
Okay, that's good. So let's just go back, and then we actually got to know that you started your journey from ballet, and then you shifted to Bharatanatyam. And then, like, what I want to know is, like, what first you into dance, and then, like, how did that connection come?
Um, I think I just love moving in general. So whether it was someone doing a headstand or someone doing a cartwheel, I would, as a kid, I would try to practice it and do it myself because I think I just wanted to do things or learn things about my body or, in general. So, when I was very young, we were in the US, so I did some ballet there. And then by the time I was in, I think, first standard, second standard, something like that, we were back in India. And my mom used to go to Bharatanatyam class. And so I wanted to do class because she was going. Sorry, my, it's just gone.
That's totally fine. It's so cute.
Uh, this is usually his like cuddly time, so he comes and just like annoys me. Uh,
Totally
so
fine.
so it's I think I started doing Bharatanatyam because my mom was doing class, and I wanted to go to class, and I basically forced her to take me to class. And in my teenage years, I started doing ballet again a little bit, you know. So it was kind of just normal, like it wasn't like a conscious transition or this or anything. And just to put this out there right at the beginning, I don't fuse. I don't fuse ballet and Bharatanatyam. I do traditional Bharatanatyam
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. I mean, we
I
have seen your performances enough to like, no, you don't
so
mix them. But
yeah,
like, here is a very impromptu question. Like,
yeah.
the musicality of Bharatanatyam, as in whatever we take from Carnatic classical or like Hindustani classical, is very different from what you actually use in ballet, which is more like jazz or Western classical, like the traditional pieces from there are different. So, is there any point of time where you felt like, okay, maybe there is something common in all the traditional dances of like ballet and Bharatanatyam?
I mean, musically, I think any music can work for anything depending on what you want to do, to be honest. Um, but at the same time, there is a rhythmic layering that happens in our Carnatic forms, which becomes a very big part of the dance form itself. Like how you layer the rhythm, because we work in polyrhythmic cycles. And the way, I mean, I'm not really a ballerina. I never danced in a ballet company, but I have done a substantial amount of contemporary dance, you can say. But in general, with contemporary as well as with ballet forms. I'm not talking about all contemporary, but like if you look at that first generation modern forms or whatever, there's a play against the music. So there's this idea of ballon, and you can like let's say tarara, and then you can end over the top, and that's fine. For us, it's click, 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 finish. And if you
Yeah,
don't finish the muktayam like this, and you go
then it will look odd.
da, they'll be like, oh, dance நல்லா இருந்தது ஆனா தாளம் இல்ல. Like it'll be like it's like an anticlimax, like it's horrible. So
Yeah,
there are
I
some
get the
things
point.
that are a little bit different, and because it's the form is different, like what is expected of the form is different. So those kind of things are very different in both sense, but there is musicality in all kinds of dance. Like it doesn't matter whether it's hip hop or flamenco or tap or jazz or I don't know, voguing, there is some kind of musicality that exists, right? So um, we use that musicality in general to kind of do our dancing. So I don't think that like in this way it's exactly similar or dissimilar, but classical forms are similar with with respect to the rigor that's necessary, with respect to the fact that you have to learn for years and years before even putting four steps together.
Yeah.
um, you have to practice everything a million times before you put it on stage, so in all those respects classical forms are very similar. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So moving on to the next question. I'm just putting out facts, but like you have seen the dance world evolve like from a very close perspective, and then like you're performed in sabas and then like kacheris, and then like we have also seen you perform in digital stages and like international festivals. So it's like what was it that pushed you to explore new ways of like moving, creating, and expressing, like even though at some point of time sometimes it might have felt like it was moving out of the conventional Bharatanatyam framework. Was there any moment you felt like that, or like if you felt like that, how did you, what made you think like that?
So that's a lot of questions in one. So I'll answer one by one. Um, Firstly, the digital world. Um, I think during COVID, especially, there was a time when all the shows that I had on stage were canceled, and some people were asking me to perform online. And I did one or two shows that were online, and they were very bad because of the noise lagging and the music lagging, and it's like the streaming was not working. And I did like two shows like that, and then I said, this is really bad. It's really not how my work should be seen, so I don't want to do this. And so the other shows which I'd committed to and they wanted me to perform online, I told them I will record it for you. And if I pre-record it, that way there's not as much lag because it's not like the music is coming, and you can maintain a better quality. Uh, I have my hot tea and this fellow is coming. Um, so then I started recording it and making videos of it. And so when I did, then people started commissioning more work. So they decided this is nice and we like it. And so I got quite a few dance video commissions So there was some dance video festivals, something else, and it just happened that everyone who was asking me to perform were now doing video commissions. So I made a lot of work because of the video commissions, and now after COVID. Uh, I haven't been able to do as many because I'm busy performing on stage. And so I'm actually traveling and performing, so I'm not doing as many videos. Um, so that's how the digital thing happened. As far as performing internationally, that was just organic. I think people just invited me and I performed. And so that's not a very confusing kind of thing to do. And as far as going away from what would be considered the traditional norm, there is, I think that whatever felt right for me in terms of saying a particular um, theme or idea, and however I needed to express it, I began to express it. Initially, I kept the contemporary or modern vocabulary separate in my body, and I would do what I call contemporary work and what I call Bharatanatyam work, very separate, like really traditional Margam type work and then contemporary work. But I think in the last 6 or 7 years, I've been making work in the Bharatanatyam vocabulary that would also be termed as contemporary because of the way I treat the subject matter. So my body moves with, like the Bharatanatyam physicality, but the work itself would be, I think, contemporary because it's not a Varnam, it's not a Jatiswaram or a Tilana or a Pushpanjali, or it doesn't form a narrative kind of dance drama format. So, and it is like sometimes contemporary subjects, it's other ideas. So I am making contemporary work in the Bharatanatyam vocabulary. I'm making traditional Bharatanatyam work in the Bharatanatyam vocabulary also. So yeah, so that's kind of just an organic change that's happened over the course of time.
Okay, couldn't have expected a better answer at all. So
Yeah.
here is another small question. Margams or dance dramas?
Um, I really like Margams. Um, Dance dramas, I've made a few, but they're not, I don't think that's where my, um, I like Margams or I like contemporary work.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Moving on to the next question. It's like being on the stage is not just about the choreography. It's like how you carry the space and then like what kind of moments you choose, whether you choose Tandava, whether you choose Lasya, or like and but it's also kind of our visual choices, right? Like how we dress and then like what kinds of ornaments, what kind of lighting do we prefer. So it's a lot of things being on the stage.
Right.
So it's like everything kind of is intentional. So how do you approach visual storytelling as in from the perspective of both stage and from the perspective of coming up with a theme?
So I think the intention rules everything. So what do you intend? Now I think there's a huge move towards novelty, right? And I don't think novelty can create art. Novelty is the opposite of art. You never can make something by trying to be new or different or cool, or I want to make something new, is quite like pointless. Um, and unless you have something to say. So the intention and the what you want to say and how deeply you want to say it is what drives all of it, you know? So it's more about what moves me so deeply that it's overflowing in me that I want to share it. So that's where the storytelling comes from. And once you have that and the intention is clear, um, everything else falls into place. So you use these multitudes, like whether it's lighting or props or music or lyrics or words or speech or costumes, everything becomes subservient to your intention. And the format of speaking, like whether it's narrative, like which is like a dance drama, which is a storytelling format, or whether it's within a margam where you have a particular structure, or whether it's a more open format, which is slightly different. And you choose the format as a choreographer, how you're seeing it. Whatever kind of format that you use, um, everything becomes subservient to the intention. Like, what are you saying and why? And so that's how I choose what I'm wearing, how the lights are, everything else.
So like for all the new people who are like not very familiar with the classical forms of India in
Yeah,
general, since most participants here are not very familiar, uh,
right.
could you please tell them about like how important it is to have a matching attire, and then like how important colors, visual toning, and then like the makeup and like the way you dress and the way you behave on stage. It's different for every character we portray, and then for every different scene it's different. Usually, like if we are taking your performance as an example, the way when you did Durga you chose a red costume, so everything is based on the character and stuff. So do you have like any kind of suggestions for the new people who are starting now, like why is it important, or like how they can try to come up with the mindset to actually start developing such
So
thoughts?
actually, in Bharatanatyam, we don't change costumes at all. That was just for one video that I've done Durga in a white costume, yellow costume, pink costume, blue costume, gray costume. It really doesn't matter. There is a purpose that the costume serves based on the type of thing that you are, what is the format of presentation? Let's say you're doing a dance drama and every character has a different costume. Then everything has a different costume. Let's say you're doing a dance drama where it's ensemble and the people keep changing costumes, right? So there are 10 dancers, and one of the dancers will become one character, and then the dancer will change, another person becomes the same character. You can do that as well. So it's more with the physicality that you show. So the costume, again, is subservient to your intention and your choreography and how you're presenting. So let's say I don't have any characters and we all become Durga and we all become thing. I can wear any color costume. Or what am I trying to do with the costume is a question. Does that make sense?
Yes, to me,
So
of course, it does.
I'm not like trying to. So there may be a piece where I want it to be very neutral. I'm showing there's a work that I did which is all about the ornamentation of the Devi, but we don't wear any jewelry and we just wear a plain blue sari. And it's very minimalist. We just wear long braids, a blue sari, and a bindi. That's it. Even our eyes are like very basic, like we don't wear the full eyes. So it's like because the piece is about ornamentation and our bodies are showing the ornamentation and the beauty, I don't want to be dressed up, but that's a choreographic choice. So you need to choose based on it, doesn't mean like um one color is right or one color is wrong. Everything is subservient to that particular context. And that context is decided by the choreographer for that moment in time. Because everything can be right and everything can be wrong. So I can tell you that, red will depict Durga, it's strong, it's powerful. But then our choreographer will be like, no, it doesn't. I'm going to like change it. And it might work completely. But generically speaking, if you look at colors, you have to look at society and how society views those colors. Now, if you think dark blue, what do you think? What's the first thing that came to your mind?
What if?
I said dark, yeah. Water
Yeah,
came to your mind, right? Uh, um, some others would have said midnight, right?
yeah,
Some other people would have said something else. So there'll be a certain number of things that come to people's mind. So if you have 25 dancers in dark blue, you could very easily look like the ocean,
yeah,
right? Um, so it depends on what you are trying to depict or what you're trying to show.
yeah.
So,
Okay. So
and
that is
for
her
some
point
people,
is
the
totally got
costume
it.
could
Yeah.
be just neutral. Like you don't want to show anything. You just want them to be a body. And then you pick like a mud brown, something as neutral as possible. And then you're like, I don't want their costume to matter at all. So it depends heavily on what the choreographer is choosing.
That's a very, how do you say, very awakening answer to me because I was seriously under the impression that colors have colors are deeply associated with what we are trying to depict. And then like after you pointed it out, yeah, it's true. We don't even change costumes on these things.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
A normal Bharatanatyam Margam, we use the same costume and we depict Krishna, we depict Ravana, we can depict Radha, we can depict the ocean, the sky, the water, the flowers, peacock, everything in that
Yeah.
same yellow costume, you know? So it that becomes just a context of culture and a context of our physicality and where it comes. So that particular costume doesn't associate to any particular character at all, you know?
Yeah.
But there are dance dramas where we do choose the costume exactly. And that is a choreographic choice. And that also works. And that is also valid. And that's also beautiful. So it just depends on what you have chosen in that particular choreography. Yeah.
Okay. So, since we are talking about how apt and then how quickly we can change from a character to character, and since Bharatanatyam is basically our hand gestures and the body gestures, uh, we have hastas, we have positions, we have shlokas for every hasta, and then quite the contrary. From whatever I've seen, with the very little knowledge I have about ballet, I don't see much hasta mudras in ballet. It's more of an arm movement kind of thing. So, how did you feel about that when you were dancing? Or like when you were dancing ballet, did it feel like okay, I cannot show it through my hands or something? Like, did you have such kind of thoughts anytime at all?
I'm not really going to say ballet because say ballet because mm, I do ballet for technique. I'm not a ballerina. I've never been in a ballet company. So you can say contemporary work, modern
Contemporary,
work.
okay?
Yeah. um, so in contemporary work, there's a big difference between largely Bharatanatyam and contemporary work. One, because if you look at contemporary and ballet work, I'm going to speak from observation. The stories are told by a numerous number of bodies. Okay, you usually see it on a big stage, and there'll be like a large ensemble, right? Like 20, 30 dancers, 35 dancers sometimes. And they're all together and their bodies tell the story, right? Now, Bharatanatyam, in my opinion, we largely perform solo. The Margam is mainly created for a solo performer.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't even feel comfortable dancing as a solo performer for more than a 350 seater because I want everyone to be able to see my eyes, see my face, see my expressions, see the small nuance, see where my hand goes, what am I saying. So this becomes very um, important. So now, even if you look at the Indian forms, we all do dance theater. It is not just dance. There is a very big amount of emotive narrative storytelling. So when I say narrative storytelling, it means a story that is understood from beginning to end. Like the boy woke up, he took his bag, he went to school, he met his friends. So there is a very particular kind of story that happens, right? So we tell narrative storytelling with dance as a part of it also. But this is comes from our roots in the Natya Shastra, right? Now with contemporary work, ballet also does narrative storytelling, but in large ensemble. So many bodies will think, and there will be these single characters, which are similar to the dance dramas that have in Bharatanatyam, large dance dramas. Now, if you look at contemporary work, it doesn't have narrative storytelling. The story is there somewhere, hidden, and there are emotions, there are thoughts, there are indicators, there are archetypes, there's impetus. There's so many other things that don't necessarily have linear, clear narrative storytelling. So you leave with a feeling as opposed to a clear story that you heard from A to B to C to D to E, you know? So that being said, they are different forms. One uses its body more in larger thing. Also, you have to see where it's seen. You perform in large theaters, there are thousands of seats, there are people sitting in the balcony, and it's like a huge kind of setup. So ballet is big, the expressions are big, and the body moves big. So with Bharatnatyam, on the other hand, you can have a small nuance because we're only 350 people. I don't think I feel comfortable if I'm dancing Bharatnatyam for a 3,000 seater. I feel like everything is lost. I love the tiny, small, intimate performance spaces. You also have to look at the roots of the form, right? Bharatnatyam came from people dancing by themselves in a temple, in a smaller audience, with also when they were professional dancers, when they were dancing before, they would dance at like events, at coronations, but the seating is all here nearby and they can see their faces. And on the other hand, ballet came from these divertissements, which were large, like performance spaces and huge things that would go into like the city and the Sun King dancing. It was like very large and presentational, right? So the space is different. So the way you use your body is different. So, in terms of feeling myself, coming back to your question, I think I learned a lot from both. I learned a lot about nuance and quiet and smallness from Bharatanatyam, but from my modern teachers and my ballet teachers, I learned how to use my body to be big. Um, so I learned to cover space, take the whole stage. So that also inadvertently helped my Bharatanatyam and how I flow and how I move and how I, take space and how I can cover a 40-foot stage by myself if I need to. So these are things that I learned from my other training. So it wasn't opposing. In fact, everything kind of fed into my Bharatanatyam in some way.
Uh, we when we were when we got the opportunity to have you, we just went through your achievements, and then like we saw your dancer, you're into like we you have starred in cinemas, you're a stand-up comedian, and then like you're so much more. And then I have a question. You've explored in such vast spectrum, and then like from a classical solo to a cinematic storytelling too, and then like after all the exploration, what still keeps you in Bharatanatyam as you continue to like experiment throughout?
What keeps me in Bharatanatyam? Mm, where are you from?
I'm from Mysore, Karnataka.
You're from Mysore. Okay. So what do you speak at home? What's your
Kannada?
first language?
Kannada.
Kannada. Kannada. Okay. So if I were to ask you, where do you study now? In
Uh,
Chennai.
no, I'm still like right now I'm home. I'll
You're
be
home.
the next week. Yeah.
You'll be back in college. So you may go to Chennai, you may go somewhere else. If you're doing engineering, you may go to San Francisco. You may study, I don't know about whether you'll go, but you may go somewhere else, to Germany, whatever. So would you still call yourself a Kannadiga if you go
Yes.
somewhere else?
Yes.
That's my Bharatnatyam.
Very fair answer. Okay. That reached here directly. No questions asked.
So my Bharatnatyam is my soul. It's my root. So whatever I do or wherever I go, that's my first language. It's what I speak with. And that's why even my contemporary work, rather than using contemporary vocabulary, I started using my Bharatnatyam vocabulary because my work may be contemporary in mindset, in content. And I realized very late, much later in my life, that contemporary is not a movement style, but it's a thought process. So There may be a modern, like first generation modern dancers and many contemporary techniques, which I like doing, like release technique and floor work and this and all these other things, which are fantastic movement patterns and traditions, which I like to learn and I like to move. But my strongest, deepest, most clear vocabulary um, is my Bharatnatyam, right? So it's the movement that I think in. Like if I were to express something, what what way can I express it best? Right? Now, all of us have a first language, the language that we think in when we speak, right? So, what is that language for me is Bharatnatyam because I know it best. I danced it the longest. I come from a traditional family. I'm surrounded by these intentions. I probably practiced it the most, much more than ballet or modern or contemporary. Although I have done ballet and modern for a very long time, Bharatnatyam is still more ingrained in me as a system than anything else. So it's what is it's my first language. Yeah.
That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah.
Beautiful answer. So here is another question. So you have performed both in India and outside India. And then, like in India, people usually understand the art. And then,
Yeah.
like, not every time you go to a different country, do you have people like who know Bharatanatyam as an audience. So, like, how do you approach such audience? Like, do you simplify it, or like, do you give the audience a reference before you start the item, or like, do you just go authentic? Like, how do you approach it?
I think there's no lack of authenticity if you explain anything, but I think it depends on the work. What am I presenting and for whom? So let's say I'm presenting an Ashtapadi and it's in Chennai and it's largely a dance kind of oriented audience.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain too many things. Then, in fact, get bored with the explanation. I don't need to say this is Krishna, it is Radha, there's Jayadeva, Jayadeva wrote this, there is Shringara Bhakti. Like, I don't need to say there is bridal mysticism, blah, blah, blah. All this I don't need to say. Now, there is also in dance what I choose to express or not express. So, just like this is becomes a very large dance and technical lesson, by the way, this question. So, I'm going to try to summarize it in a simple manner. So let me say that I am performing a work which I feel firstly, I try to choose the work based on who I know the audience is, right? There may be a work that I absolutely love, but I know that this audience doesn't have the mindset to watch that, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I have like there's this Bhairavi Varnam Mohamana, I love it, but um I won't dance it everywhere, you know. I'll
Reading the
dance it,
audience is an art. Yeah.
I'll dance it to where I feel the audience is quiet and they really want to watch. It's like you're not going to explain neuroscience to everybody, right? There is a certain readiness that the audience also needs to have for some work. But there is some work that it doesn't mean that there is a lack of depth in the other work. That's not what it means. It just means that this work is different than the other work. Like now I have this ensemble work, which is the goddess. I feel it's deep work, it's very strong work, but it's also work that anybody can watch. So it's like it's like hit in the middle. Is there rhythmic layering? Yes. Is there strength, like strong, good Carnatic music? Yes. The musicians are fantastic. There's a strong Taniyavartanam in it. Are we dancing like good proper footwork? Is there a lot of like, layering? Yes, all this is there. At the same time, can everybody watch it? Yes. Will it relate to a non-dancer, a dancer, as well as a thing? Yes. So there's some work that is like this. But there is other work of mine that can't. Like I have a contemporary work called Abducted, which is about abuse. Can I dance this work in a temple? No, that's not the
Yes.
place. That's not the audience. Can I dance my other work, this I don't know, this is some other work that I made about this Kaliya Nartana Krishna, or can I dance something else in the temple? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So there is for me specifically as an artist, I choose my work also based on who is going to be in the audience. I think most artists do. And there will be some work that just is okay everywhere. And you know that based on what it conveys, what it is, what does it have, you know? Let's say there's a corporate show and they are like, we want you to dance for 10 minutes. I'm not going to dance a padam, a kshetraya padam, right? I'll
Yeah.
dance something fast, something snazzy, something with a lot of poses, and something usually on Shiva or Devi where it looks strong and beautiful. And then I, I mean, it works.
Yeah.
Does it mean that this particular piece doesn't have depth? No, not at all. There's one piece of mine which is very strong, like as a Devi or whatever. I dance the same piece. I can dance the same piece in a temple. I can dance the same piece in a corporate show, and it works in both places.
Yeah. So reading the audience is the art.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's important to
Understand?
understand what they will watch and give them enough that you're okay. It doesn't mean you need to dumb it down. It doesn't mean you need to lose your artistic integrity. Doesn't mean I need to suddenly start doing some Bollywood moves in between my dancing.
Yeah.
So,
I
uh,
guess that sums it up. Speaking about your performances, since you were speaking about the topic, uh,
uh,
we actually all of us saw your the underwater performance today, which is Nadi, if I'm not wrong.
right?
So,
Okay.
how did you prepare for it? Like, did you do any special preparation, or like, did you? Was it difficult, or like, how did you think about it? And the name itself is so. The way of name the performance and the performance it was like, how did that come into picture?
I think we have another special guest today.
Uh-huh. The Kong. Yeah, he just
Too
he
cute.
came he came home and he just gave me a hug and he's sitting there.
Too
Uh,
cute. I did not want to stay in
I,
and disturb the place, but I was like, okay, so cute.
I can call him back. So uh, I'm sorry, just give me 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second. So,
Yes, yes.
uh,
Guys, on your cameras, guys.
Eyes on your cameras. Aditi, next rapid fire, okay? We have. Ma'am is cute, huh? Yeah, guys, we'll be having like 5 minutes or something. You can also ask the questions, not only
Uh,
us.
After this round, you're free to ask your questions, guys.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, ma'am. Please continue.
yeah.
so you asking about Nadi, right?
Yes.
So this was also a commissioned film, and they wanted something on Ayurveda.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to read up and see um, what I can do about, Ayurveda, or particularly the thing. Um, to be honest, it's not my favorite film. Uh, I think because I was going through a lot, I just lost my dad then,
Oh,
and I wasn't thinking very straight, and I wanted to just throw myself into work. So I made it like within 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks after I lost my dad. So um, I really don't like the film very much, but it's not my most well scripted or like strongest work, but it was. I think it's. I think I was trying to think about how um, that essence or that nadi comes through us, and I wanted to bring in the idea of Dhanvantri, which is where that rising from the ocean with
yeah.
the healing and all that comes, and how she becomes healed after that, and Like there's so much turmoil, and it's more about our nadi being balanced and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm just being honest. I don't think
It
it's my
is a
strongest work.
beautiful work, ma'am. It is a beautiful work. I'm so sorry for your
Thank you.
loss, but that just it has it is one of your most unique works, if I'm being very
Really?
honest. So
I'm glad you
we
like
were
it.
we were
I think I'm
totally
being
gone.
I'm being quite self-critical about that work, but yeah. Um,
Okay. So here are some rapid fire questions for you.
okay, okay,
So,
sure.
have you ever incorporated your dream into your show?
My dream into yeah, I made a whole work based on my dreams.
Wow.
It's called Turiya.
Okay, we will
Um,
make a note of it. Please go such a topic.
I haven't. I mean, I
You haven't
have to
posted it?
remake. I have to remake that work. It was a trio. I made it on my students. So basically, it was my dreams and my students' dreams, all of our dreams together, and it was a very weird work. I really liked it, but I need to redo it. I have to restage it.
We will look forward to your
Yeah.
performance then.
Mhm.
The next question. What is the most unexpected place where you found inspiration for your performance?
Oh my God, I find inspiration everywhere. I can't even list. I can be inspired in an airport, in a grocery store, uh, in on the street, like I
Anywhere?
anywhere. Like like you can think of an unexpected place, and I would probably be inspired somewhere there.
Absolute mindset of artists. Okay. Moving on to the next question. If you could swap roles with any character from any of your performance, like for a day, then like who would that character be and why?
Radha.
Arey wah. Okay. I don't think we need explanation. Too
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay. Is there a particular moment or like sound that instantly like transports you into like a creative mindset?
I think hearing any instrument played soulfully will transport me. And
Okay.
I've been at the receiving end many times because if I have my headphones on, I've missed flights, trains, stops, and don't ask. I'm just sometimes I prevent myself from wearing my headphones when I'm in a waiting to board. I've gone to the airport, sat at the boarding gate, and missed a flight because I have my headphones on.
I know.
So yeah, it's these beautiful musicians, they ruin me. I can't do anything. I'll just be thinking about something and then
Who is your favorite musician? Or like what is your favorite raga if you are okay with sharing it with us?
I'm not very knowledgeable musically, although I can recognize some ragas now, but I can't say there's a specific favorite musician or not. But there are some musicians that I'm obsessed with, that I like
Uh-huh.
a lot. So there are some that are Indian and some that are Western. I really like Jayanti Akka, Jayanti Kumaresh.
Huh.
I
Yeah.
listen to her music all the time. Um, I also listen to a lot of O.S. Arun's music because the way he sings, it really works for me for dance. Um, I'm also really obsessed with this minimalist Western music artist. His name is Max Richter. So I listen to a lot of his music. Um, I like Ambi. Obviously, he's my friend. So I also listen to a lot of I mean, I like working with him and I like the way he plays the violin. So when he's on stage and I'm off, I'm always like, come
Okay.
on. Um, I also there are a lot of these younger artists that I follow. Like I don't particularly know their names. Like some violinists and some pianists and um, all of these. Then, but I go in cycles.
Uh-huh.
But like on a regular thing, you'll always see Jayanti Akka's music on my playlist.
Okay.
So
I'm
I
so
think
glad we are sharing the same playlist then. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely into Jayanti Akka. I had the opportunity of actually performing in front of L. Subramaniam sir pretty recently.
Yeah.
I sang in front of him, and then like that was such an honor.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we have so much in common, ma'am. That is like super cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a very successful fan. I consider myself. Okay, moving on to the next question. What's a hobby that you enjoy, like that people do not know about you?
Mm, a hobby that I enjoy. I used I used to like painting a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to paint a lot before, and I just don't have as much time now, so I paint less. But
Still a
yeah,
passion?
I mean, I think I do it very rarely now, not as much. So I do it. But I also read junk books. That's also a hobby. So when I need to just, uh, when I've had too much, I can't create anymore. I've danced too much. I've worked out too much. I've run too much. So, and I just need downtime. I um, I read a lot of junk books.
You just answered my next question, which was supposed to be how do you recover from going blank? But you literally answered it. So, what is
Someone's asked me
one
junk books like. I actually moved out all my junk books from my shelves here. I moved them to the studio so that people can. Junk books are like mystery, murder mystery, novels.
basically the
Um,
non-classics? Yeah,
uh, yeah, not classics. Like there's this, I don't know, this Frida McFadden that's like here I've read some AJ Finn end of story. These are last two I just read. And there'll be like I don't know, just books like that. So I
okay.
wear, yeah, just
Okay, that's actually such a nice way to de-stress. What is the best piece of advice you received, like from anyone, as when it comes to career point? Like,
mm, I think the best piece of advice I received with respect to my dance is that you are separate from everything, all of that. You're still you, which is amazing. Because as artists, as people in general, we get very attached to, what we become, what I dance. I'm a dancer, I'm this, I'm that, all of these things. And in some ways, it's wonderful to feel like you're a dancer. And but it's also debilitating because then you want to, once you identify that, like you want to hang on to it somehow. And then when you want to hang on to it, it's it's like, I don't know, it's weighted. Like now I dance like it doesn't matter. Like I love it for now, for right now, for what it gives me. And if I'm not dancing or if I can't dance or dance leaves my life tomorrow, I'll be okay. It's fine because I'm separate from that anyway. So
yeah,
I think that was the best piece of advice because as an artist, especially, you really get weighed down by the expectations that you lay on yourself as a dancer, as a musician. I don't know, even as an engineer or anything. But we're all separate from all these things that we do. We exist irrespective. And you are you, I am me. And that's that's just how it is. So yeah.
yeah, beautiful advice. So, I think we can go for the if anybody from the audience, if you have anything you want to ask, ma'am,
Yeah,
you can just write down in the comments. We'll read it out
we'll
loud.
out. Yeah.
Your guest is here as well. He's
Oh,
sitting here.
hello.
At last, okay,
He's been
okay,
sitting here the whole time.
Yeah,
okay.
silent actually.
Anirudh is asking, is it true that you played the goddess of love in Sukanya?
Yes, I did in the premiere and the few shows following. When there was a second rung of that show, I didn't do it again, but the premiere of Sukanya, I did. By the way, to those who don't know, Sukanya is an opera that was written by um, Ravi Shankar, and um, so yeah.
Okay, anybody else who has questions? Yes. Please write down your. It would be too chaotic to mute and unmute, so it would be better if you guys just
Yes,
text.
yes, Susmita, you can
Yeah, you can talk, Sushma.
unmute and talk.
Okay.
Hi Akka,
Hi.
I am extremely extremely grateful and happy to uh, have this opportunity. Thank you so much, Pravaha, first of all. So my question was, I think most of the dancers face this at least once in life. They'll be doing so well in dance, and unfortunately they'll be taking some break, maybe because of studies or health issues or something. And when we try to get back, our body is different, and our breath control is different, and so many. For example, if I'm choreoing, when I'm learning a piece and trying to think about a step, in my mind it is easy, but when I'm doing it, it is quite difficult because the older version of me could do it. Now, because of the break, uh, there's a lot of lag. So, what would be your set of guidelines to kind of get back to track, or guidelines to make this process more efficient?
Right. So there are multiple things. One is that you have to know that your body ages, right? So your body is not the same as you were when you were 7, 9, 10, 15, 16, and then 22, 23, 33, you know? Your body changes with time. So the first thing is that you have to change your expectations from your body. That's number one. Second thing is you can't just start dancing immediately. Many people, when they start dancing immediately again, they get injured and they twist their ankle, they hurt their knee, they injure their back. There's so many other things that happen because of this, you know? So it's better to just start with training for some strength, you know? So start working on how you squat, how you lunge, go to some yoga, move your body a little bit, and then you start. Because when you're a teenager, your body is much more resilient. You can do all kinds of things and your body will bounce back. But later, it's not the same. So you have to first respect your body and understand its limitations and then work with that because we think, oh, it's fine. I can do the same thing. You can't. It's not going to happen. So once you say, okay, this is what the problem is, then you can deal with it like it exists. Because we don't want to acknowledge it. We don't want to acknowledge that, oh, I can't dance like that anymore. And there's a rigor of slowness that you need to do. Um, so start slow and then you can progress.
Yes, ma'am, I get it. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Apurva, yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, you can unmute and yeah, you can talk.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Apurva here.
Yeah.
So I
Hi.
wanted to ask. I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer too. I'm practicing professionally for 5+ years. And sometimes while we are practicing Jati Swaram and Varnam choreographies like this, we
Uh-huh.
when we are switching with the actual choreography of any adau, let it be Mandi adau, let it be Sarikal adau, we tend to forget the authentic adau. So, how to keep track on the original Adau? Additional to that, when we switch from the Adau to Natyam in a Shabdam or Varnam, how to manage that gracefully? That, okay, right now my body is stiff while doing the Adau, but I'll switch and do Natyam act with grace as well. So, how to manage that grace in that transition and how to keep track on my adults? Thank you.
I didn't understand when you say how do you keep track of your other rows? I don't understand the question. What do you mean by that?
I meant, can you hear? Me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. And now I can't hear you. Yeah.
Apurva?
Takya
Apurva,
dhimi.
Apurva, could you please
Network.
repeat? Your network got cut down, or you can just text it so that we can read it out to.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
text it over there. We'll just read it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. There is so much technical, guys. Anything? What fun you wanna ask? I wanna ask
Sure.
something, ma'am. Like, tell about Rook's avatars. So, how
Um,
did you guys try to like? When did you want to start that? Like, how did it went? Like, yeah,
I
that.
mean, I had the idea a while ago. Um,
Am I audible now?
maybe, yes, you're audible.
Yeah, ma'am. Please continue. We'll go.
Okay, I'll repeat the question. For example, for the choreography basis, we change the formation of original adab. If we do a takita or takadhimi in 3 or 4 beats, for choreography purposes, we tend to change the matra. You know. So
Ma'am,
how
you're
to keep up
mute.
with that?
Uh, please unmute yourself, ma'am.
Ma'am, you're muted.
You have been
Rukmini,
muted.
ma'am, you're muted.
I don't know how I got muted.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let me answer Apurva's question, then I'll come to yours. Okay. So, Apurva, so if you're forgetting the adavu when it comes into the choreography, that means you haven't practiced your adavus enough. It's as simple as that. So that should
Okay.
never happen. So you should be doing the adavus a million more times before you start doing choreography. Because
Okay. Got.
adavus should be your like life breath. Like it's like you should be able to do it anytime. So if you're forgetting it, I think you're doing choreography too soon, and you should practice adavus for maybe a few more years before you do choreography.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay,
Can you
guys, last two
address
questions.
the
Anybody?
transition part?
Okay.
Okay.
So
Anybody talking? Okay, I think, ma'am. Yeah, please continue.
yeah, your question.
Yes.
So Ruxavdas, I started about 5 years ago. I had the idea and then I never did it. I think I thought I'll be really bad at comedy. Um, And then I was like, I don't know, and whatever. So, but I think last year I was on a dive trip with my friends and I was cracking all these jokes. And they're like, oh my God, you have to do this. It's so funny. You should definitely do it. So I said, really? And then I made some reels, just randomly out of the blue. And so that's how it started. So not
Okay.
like randomly. And then because I made the reels, I suddenly said, okay, I'll do a stand-up comedy show. So
Oh,
I may not be really good yet, but I'm trying.
like, your film journey. Like, can you please talk
Ma'am,
about
you have a fandom for that also here since
that?
Kannada, so
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Both Prahasha and I understand Kannada. Like, he studied in Bangalore, and then, like, since I'm
Uh,
from, yeah, so we are like, keep sending each other your reels. So it's like,
Reason, yeah, yeah.
so
you
they are
have a fan
funny.
base here. They
You
are
know, the
funny.
funniest part is sometimes when I go out and they're like, oh my God, Aji. And I'm like, thanks. I've been dancing for so long and now you're recognizing me as Aji. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, Aji, thanks. Um, but yeah, I mean, what was your other question you said? How did
We
films
were talking
happen?
about the films you were doing, and
I mean,
like,
I've always liked acting. I used to do theater and all that when I was in school. And so when I used to do this modeling stuff for pocket money when I was in college and high school and everything. So then when I think my first film, Bharti Raja sir saw some ad of mine and then he called me.
okay,
So that's how it kind of happened. And then from that, they called me for something else. And from that, they called me for something. So it
what is
was just
how
very,
it happened?
they saw me in something and they called
Okay,
me.
similar. Okay,
So, so
yeah.
all of the films kind of happened the same way. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can ask like one question, guys. We are
One
very
question.
sorry. Yeah, we are running short on time.
Yeah.
So Anushi texted, if I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer, can other Bollywood or Western or classical dance ruin my body posture for Bharatanatyam? Or should I opt only for the forms which help me with Bharatanatyam?
So I would say it depends on how ingrained your Bharatanatyam is. So I'll tell you what I do for my students, and you can decide what's best for you, because there's no single way to go about this. Okay. So for my students, when they start out when they're young, when they're 5 or 6, I don't let them go to Bollywood class in the beginning. They're allowed to do contemporary class because it doesn't contradict, especially with accents. The main issue is the accents in Bollywood. So it's like you do like this tamka, chumka, all these things that come in, right? So sometimes what'll happen is like you'll do all these things when you're doing Bharatnatyam. So I don't want those accents. So I'm okay with any form that doesn't have those accents as well as doesn't contradict the basic
Okay.
Natyarambam body position, you know. So I
Okay.
have certain rules. So if they do contemporary class, I'm okay with it. I'm okay if they did like ballet class, but I'm not okay if they do Bollywood for some time. I think I might
Means
even
some.
be okay if they do. I'm just trying to think. Like if they were to do tap dancing, I would be okay. But there is no tap dancing in India, so they don't really, you know. So I would need to see the form and see what conflicts. So I'm not against any like doing it, but in the beginning, I won't let them. So for the first 6, 7 years, until I know that adavus are so in their system that
Hmm.
nothing can happen. Like I can throw anything at their adavus and their adavus will come back looking the same. So if once I get that confidence, I let them do anything. Like now they've been with me for 10, 12 years. I'm forcing them to go to Bollywood class. They're not going.
Okay. What
So,
the point means, somewhere
so
it can, but we'll try and first we'll try to build our adavus that way that we are not affected by any other
yes,
form.
yes, you need to have
Okay.
your basis and your clarity. And it's not just audibles. You should be able to perform in the form, learn a few margams, maybe 2, 3 varnams, some jati swaram, and dance them well and dance them strong. You know. Now I can do Bollywood, I can do flamenco, I can do anything. Like my Bharatanatyam is going to be my Bharatanatyam.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
So
more
Well,
thing.
first learn
Okay.
your
Okay. No
style
issues.
and then
We are
like
running out of time, I guess.
yeah, we
Yeah.
are
yeah,
seriously
guys. And yeah, I think Sivaranjani and Adya are there. Like, case if you can like conclude it like just a minute or something, we will wrap.
ma'am, are you okay? Like, is it okay if we add a couple more questions here? Is it fine?
Yeah, just maybe like another I'm okay for another 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will.
Okay.
So guys, could you please, yeah, Shivaranjani, I'll just read out the,
Yeah.
yeah. Is it okay?
Sivaranjani, you can talk. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
I think if you read out the questions, that would be a little bit better and
Okay.
faster.
All right.
Yeah.
Then let me just go through it.
I can also
Uh,
read it if you like me to.
no, it's totally fine if you want me to read it.
Yeah, guys,
Uh,
please write your questions, and we'll take two more questions. Okay, we'll
yeah.
wrap it.
So she learned Bharatanatyam when she was very young, but only for 3 years, and then she did not have chance to restart again. And then like, so if she wants to learn and perform, then can she learn from can she learn steps from any dancer and replicate it, or like uh, does she need to do her own steps? Like
Mm,
I think basically it's like she was learning, and then now that she's not learning again, she wants to know if she can look at someone and replicate it, or like again start with basics. Did
See,
I?
there's nothing about what you can or can't do. I mean, each person has their own life. You can lead your life however you want to. If you're having fun dancing, dance whatever you want to. But if you want to look at what is right for Bharatanatyam, uh, as a form, will it look good as Bharatanatyam? It won't look good. Like it's going to look pretty bad if you've learned only for 3 years and you haven't danced for a long time and then you're doing it again. So will the Bharatanatyam look in like with integrity, and will your arms look good? And when no, it won't look good. If you're having fun dancing, do whatever you want. What does it matter? But if you want to say, will it be like an authentic Bharatanatyam? It won't be. So they're two different questions because my In my class, they start when they're 4 or 5, and they are 16 now, and they still haven't done their Arangetram. And I'm grilling them, and I might let them do the Arangetram next year for some of them. So, can they all dance Adavus? Yeah, they can dance Adavus. Have they learned Varnams? Yeah, they've learned. They've learned 2, 3 Jatiswarams. They've learned Shabdams. They've learned 3, 4 Pushpanjalis. They've learned multiple Margams. But I will not let them do their Arangetram yet. I'll let them know when they're ready, when I feel they're ready, you know. But that's me. But if someone is having fun doing Bharatnatyam and they're doing it, they can do it. But does it look like Bharatnatyam? Probably not. Should you tell people this is Bharatnatyam? Probably not. But
Last question.
if you're having fun, have fun. Nobody is there to tell you this is right or wrong. Enjoy yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally does.
Yeah.
Okay, last question will
Last
be
question,
taking
please.
from Adya.
Adya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just how to choreograph Bharatanatyam. At which stage do we know that we can choreograph professionally?
So, like, you see, Bharatanatyam, firstly, you need to, that's a very confusing question because now people take steps and they put it together. That's not really choreographing Bharatanatyam. You have to ask yourself, can you choreograph in the traditional format? Do you understand what a Jatiswaram is? Do you understand what a Pushpanjali is? Can you make an Aradi? Can you calculate a Jati? Can you create a Korve? Can you make a Korve? Like, can you choreograph? Like if you get the Swaras, can you make a Korve and add it on top of that? Can you create a Tilana properly, like with the first Korve, second Korve, third Korve? Can you create a Trikala Jati for a Varnam? Can you make a Varnam? Can you make swaras within a kriti or a kirtane and then add the tomato, muktayam, and all these things? So once you learn to choreograph within the traditional format and you're successful and you're making it and you understand the traditional format, then you can begin to experiment. But this is my opinion. There may be conflicting opinions. This is my opinion. So I feel you should be able to choreograph in the traditional format. For my students, that's what I do. I don't let them make dance dramas or contemporary pieces or anything until they show me Pushpanjali, Tillana, Ritiswaram, Avarnam. They need to choreograph all these things. After they choreograph, I help them. I help them create innovative pieces. I will help them make them, other things. So there is a system to learn the choreography, and you need to learn a lot of rhythm. You need to watch a lot of Bharatanatyam. Also need to embody in your own bodies many choreographies of Jatiswarams and Tilanas and Varnams. So once that's there and you study it, how it's made, what it's made, then you learn to understand and choreograph. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay, there are still a lot of questions coming around, but we are
But yeah, we
very
don't
sorry,
have,
guys. We do
yeah,
not have the time. But
yeah.
okay, there is one quick question for you, ma'am. Some people want to know if they can learn from you online or offline, or like, do you take workshops or anything as
Yes.
such?
So I have offline classes in Bangalore only. So you can attend. There is, I don't know, shall I send a message? You can,
Ma'am, for North Indians.
for what?
The names.
For North Indians.
It doesn't matter where you're from. I don't care.
Ma'am, any
In
online class, like offline, we can't travel.
in Bangalore and online. So online also. So I just sent a number. So you can WhatsApp that number if you need to get. Online, there are classes that I'm starting next month, which will be an open class. And if you're ideally intermediate to advanced level in Bharatanatyam, you should be able to follow the class. And we'll do strength and flexibility and technique and dadavers and some innovation. So it's an open class and you can do 10 classes or 20 classes. You can drop in and it'll be online. And it's going to be on Thursday mornings
Okay. I
at
guess,
6:30 a.m.
Oh my God. Okay.
wow. Oh,
So
that
before
reminds me of my
college, you can
classes.
come. Yeah,
Yeah, people who have classes and
yeah,
colleges can still consider attending the workshop.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I
Yes,
think that
I
all the
think.
questions we are taking for now, we are very
Yeah.
sorry. I know you all want to ask her a lot of questions.
Yeah.
We'll manifest her coming into Paradox and then actually meeting her face to face someday. Okay,
Yeah.
but we're very sorry. I think the time is up. Uh,
Yes.
Thank
let me take the opportunity to formally
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for coming, spending time with us, and then like the wonderful interaction we had. Thank you so much for joining us. I
Thank you.
cannot explain in words how grateful we all are to have you. It was an amazing session. It was a fun session. I think everybody has something we are taking back from this session. Like there is something where everyone is taking back. Like it might be the dancers, non-dancers, whatever it is. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for reminding us dance is not just a technique, it's the language, it's the discipline, it's your language. Yeah, you literally said
Yeah.
it yourself. So I hope this inspired all of our participants. And then like I hope you all have that energy right now to, you still many of you still need to submit your audition videos. So please take this as inspiration and then like send it, guys. We'll be looking forward to all of your videos, and then like we'll also look forward to having Rukmini ma'am again with us sometime soon.
you. Yes.
And
Yes.
then like thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for being open with us. Thank you for being honest with us. And then
Ma'am,
like
you can like please say like how did you feel
how
this
did you
session,
feel?
like, everything with this interaction of or something?
It was nice. It's always nice to talk to students, and you all have lots of questions and everything. I'm sorry Kong kept disturbing, by the way.
No, ma'am, that was
Um,
lovely. It was just
Uh,
amazing.
he has a fan base too. He has a fan base too, so I
I
don't
know a
think
lot of
anybody
people
from.
like Kong more than me, I've realized.
I highly doubt that. No.
They'll all be like, "Oh, I'm Kong's fan." I'm like, "Thank you very much."
That's cute.
So,
I
Yeah.
great. So, don't you have another? This is IIT Chennai, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah.
Madras.
But don't you
Madras.
have Sarang also?
Yeah,
Yeah, we do have fun.
Tara. This is another one called Paradox. This is an
So
online.
you have two fests.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is an annual fest. This is officially for the BS students. So there is another. It's
Okay.
not BTech student. BTech students is Sarang. BS students is
Okay.
this
oh,
Paradox. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I came for Sarang more than once.
Oh, okay.
wow. So next time we'll be sure to attend Sarang too then. Uh,
Yeah.
we'll really look forward to having you. Thank you so
So
much.
Paradox.
Thank
Everyone, thank you
you.
so much for joining us. Thank you
Thank you
so
very.
much.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
ma'am,
you.
for
Thank
joining.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
Thank you,
ma'am.
you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, ma'am.
Great.
We had a great time with you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please do submit your audition videos. This is the last time we are going to remind you. Thank you for attending. We appreciate all the presents you people had. Thank
Yes.
you.
We
Great.
can
Thank you
stop
to the Paradox
recording.
team for supporting us. Thank you to the Pravaha, all the people who work behind the stage. Thank you, Pravash. I know I keep interrupting you, but thank you, everyone.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate having you here. Prash, over to you.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, Paradox, we can stop recording and
Paradox.
yeah, Kiran, I think we had a very great
Okay,
session.
okay. So how was the session,
How was it?
guys?
How was it? How was it? How was it? Everybody
Amazing.
amazing.
Nice,
Too good.
nice.
Too good.
Really
This session
amazing.
was specifically for classical dances in Pravaha. Means, especially in Pravaha, we have a lot of classical dances from all
Lot,
the different dance styles. So I hope the session was good.
We loved
And
it.
let's see, yeah, we can bring on for an offline workshop session as well if everyone is interested.
Please
Okay.
bring her in North India.
Please do, please do.
You have to come to South.
no worries.
Come to
I
Bangalore.
know.
Come to
We'll
Bangalore.
refer to you. No
I have
worries.
visited only once Bangalore.
You're not even coming for Paradox, right? Honestly.
Yeah, I'm not coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we
No
can
worries. Yeah,
stop
let's see.
live and recording, guys. we'll stop the live and recording.
After seeing this, I'm saying this with very. I can't express. I really want to come.
Yeah, do make the
Arey,
time and let us all hope
Both the
everybody
hosts
has
are not coming,
sufficiently.
huh?
but yeah, let's hope means in the future whoever the secretaries are, yeah, they will be organizing some dance meetups in different cities.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah, we
can.
can bring some guests like Dance Rukmini as well.
But it was truly a different session. It was certainly unique. I
It was
think
good.
we all had fun. I mean, I had fun.
I
Loved it,
connected
loved
with
it.
her so much.
Yeah, true.
She changed my perspective for many things.
Nice,
Good.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anybody who wants to share their
Madhuri
feedback
is
or
like, I'm not even understand
I
this.
I am not a classical dancer. I am a self-taught dancer. एक भी क्लास नहीं गई मैं.
but yeah, thank you so much for bringing her in. I didn't even imagine because on the day of reveal of the guest, when I saw Rukmini ma'am, I saw right after 3 minutes. The post came from in Instagram. I saw after 3 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my God, that was a dream come true." Because since childhood, she was. I was
Nice.
like, "How did they get to her?" Oh my God, I could imagine the lot of hard work that you would have put into reach her and
So,
stuff. I'm
so kudos
extremely
to
thankful
our
to
outreach,
all of you.
outreach head
Yeah,
Madhuri
thank you so
and the
much,
whole
guys.
team.
All the hosts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kudos
she
to
has
Pravaha
lots of
Kaur.
knowledge. Yeah, I was very happy and grateful. Thank you all for
And thank you
organizing this.
so much for joining me. I really loved it. Okay, I'm leaving you all. Bye. Good night. Thank you
Good
so
night.
much
Bye,
once again.
Anushri.
Thank you so much, Vishal Bhai. So thank you so much. Thank you,
By the way, you can come
Vaishnavi.
to Paradox whether you are a
I
BA
don't know
student
where
or not.
she's.
Okay.
Vaishnavi, thank you so much. I'll try. I'll try to come, but not this time.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah.
Yeah. Good night.
Bye,
Good
bye.
night.
Good night. And also, guys, in these sessions we are conducting so that yeah we engage our dancers, our communities. They learn and grow. Okay. So and please feel free to suggest. Okay, what you are our motivating factor. Okay. So what we need to do, you have to decide. Okay, not us. So yeah, whatever the sessions we can organize. If you want anyone specifically, yeah, for the sessions, you can yeah. Please feel to suggest. We'll make our best. Make them yeah attend these sessions, conduct these sessions and everything.
If we have a response from you people, then it'll also motivate
Yeah,
us to try harder. That is what we all think together.
Paradox team. Yeah, please Paradox. Where's the people, man? Laksharaj, are you there?
Raj, are you there?
Okay, they are in there.
Meet, like, not
No
that.
one is in there. Okay,
I
nice.
think we should stop it. Like, I don't think so. We can stop this thing, right?
It's live
Uh,
streaming now. Okay, guys,
yeah.
let's end the meet.
So let us conclude here. Thank you
I'll
everyone for
stop
joining.
streaming. I think I'll stop streaming this thing.
Yeah.
Should we have a separate meet, guys? We wanna interact.
Yeah, I
No?
stopped streaming and I
Okay, you are
stopped.
done, I guess. Okay,
I
this is
have
done.